Hey, Patreon, what's happening, y'all? I'm back. Yeah. So, hey, look. Oh, I lost my light. There it is. Here we are today, digging on what's called deep fried funk guitar backing track in G Mixolydian. So I'll tackle it in C, and I'll just play the Mixolydian mode, right? If you don't know what that is, here it is. Check it out. 2 draw, 3 double bend, 3 draw, 4 blow, 4 draw, 5 blow, 5 draw, 6 blow, up and down. Let me turn off the fan. I'm getting natural chorus. So yeah, 6 blow, 5 draw, 5 blow, 4 draw is the same as 2 draw, 2 double bend, 2 blow, 1 draw, 1 blow. Yeah, man. All right. Little G Mixolydian. Petty music. Backing tracks. Very funky. How y'all doing? Oh, you can't? Okay, yeah. I got you. Look, thank you for letting me put the patrons only blog about the music business on YouTube. That helped a lot of people, and I got a lot of good feedback. Lynn Wintercorn said, don't do it. They won't understand. I didn't think they would either. I thought they'd get mad, and they did. They did. Lynn, I think for the only time ever in probably your life, you might have been wrong. But wait, there's still time. Somebody will get upset. Don't worry. Anyway, don't give me a hard time about the vape. It meant a lot to me. I mean, to me, that was like you guys making a sacrifice of like something you normally get for free. So let me give you guys some more feedback on that subject. Yeah, there's some stuff going on this week, like in the business, right, that I didn't talk about, right? Well, first of all, I'm insanely busy. I took some new students, and I'm still taking a couple of you guys because I can't say no. I'm just waiting to line it up, and my schedule is just packed, and I'm grateful. I'm not complaining. But I had this week where I had to prepare for this Chawa gig, right? Which, you know, I'm going to put some of the videos on YouTube pretty soon from that gig. Mal was one of the people encouraging me here on Patreon and my buddy to go ahead, and it was scary for me to do the gig. Like, culturally, Mardi Gras Indian music here is very sacred. So to be like a white guy and a white guy from out of town and a white guy from out of town playing harmonica on a Mardi Gras Indian gig was definitely weird. and scary, right? It was scary. And so I learned all the parts. I had the lessons, and I had all this stuff going on in my personal life and with my family and all this stuff. And I had all this practice, and it was hard for me to get back to everybody. And this is the other thing about the business, right? So, yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry. I got an ad here. Let me fix this. All right. You know, so, like, it was hard for me to get back to everybody. And there's still a couple of Patreon people that signed up for lessons. If you're watching this and you haven't scheduled your YouTube walkthrough, your Skype walkthrough with me, get with me, right? Because I wrote a lot of people in and didn't set the appointments for when our free walkthrough is of the program. So I'm kind of overwhelmed today now that Chawa's over, and I'm looking at like my workload, and I know there's a few students that have not yet walked through Skype with me, like how to record the lessons and stuff like that. And I need to get with you, and I don't actually know who I haven't done that with yet, so I'm a little unorganized. Yeah, so in short, I'm a little overwhelmed, right? But here's the other element of the business that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Okay, so this is definitely not going on YouTube. Okay, so we're going to be here for a minute, you guys. I got a lesson in 30 minutes. I'm going to go right up to that, and I might come back here and record more after the lesson. I have a lot to talk about today. A lot of you guys are asking some really good questions, and sometimes you guys are asking some personal questions. Now, you know me. I'm pretty much an open book, and I'm willing to talk about these things, but sometimes they're a little too long. And the other thing is that I'm not sure that everybody really wants to hear about everything. But, I don't know how to turn the floodgate off and on very good. Really, I got two speeds, y'all, if you haven't noticed. I got off and wide open, right? Pretty much in anything I do, okay? So let me show you kind of here's what I was dealing with. So this is just between us on Patreon, guys. So there's this company called Black Rock Harmonicas, and they made me these silver cover plates. Now, they didn't make them for me. They sent Tom Halchek, who I do work for. I am an endorser of Blue Moon Harmonicas. What that means, okay, is that Tom sends me free stuff, and the reason that I accept the free stuff and promote it is because I believe in all of those products, right? I've tested them. There's nothing that I have ever not been truthful about. In my YouTube videos, I have told numerous times about things, even with Blue Moon products, that are maybe not perfect, like getting a nick on the powder coated after, a little while, however long or something like that, right? I've been clear about that. And I've said everything about what I like and what I don't like, and all of it's a matter of opinion. Some stuff I don't dig, other people will dig. And if I say this is not good for me, that doesn't mean that it's not good for you. Okay, so this company, Black Rock Harmonicas. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen him on Instagram, and the guy makes some beautiful stuff, okay? But he was making these trumpet harmonicas, trumpet and saxophone harmonicas. It looked like saxophones, and you put the harmonica in, and the sound supposedly comes out of the bell. I'm sure maybe somebody on here bought one of those. Okay. So he contacted me initially when he first came out. I saw them, and, I'll be honest, I wasn't curious, and I'll tell you why. Because this is not he's not the first person to make devices like this. Hohner made devices that had little trumpets and stuff coming off of harmonicas that you didn't even have to put the harmonica in. Some of them you did, but some of them they had them built into it. And I'll tell you, it doesn't change the sound. It really doesn't. It doesn't sound like a trumpet. It doesn't make it really any louder. Okay. It's just the way a trumpet and a saxophone works with that one reed going through that. It doesn't do that with a harmonica. If anything, it's not even as loud, right? Now, you guys are my people. At this point, we're a little family here. You guys are starting to interact with each other and stuff. Okay, so and you guys are behind now a paywall. Now, even if it's a $1 a month paywall, which I'm hoping someday grows into enough income that I can make you guys videos here on Patreon 2-3 times a week, right? and never, ever, ever have to make tiers, okay? But maybe that day will come, but right now, I'm hoping for the best, okay? I'm in it for the long haul. These trumpets and saxophone things, they don't really work, guys, okay? Now, they're a novelty item, meaning that if you pull it out at a gig and you play it, people will laugh and like it and enjoy it. But it's not going to change your tone. So he tried to send, the guy from Black Rock, tried to send me these things for free. And I told him no, okay? That I didn't want them, that I wasn't interested. It wasn't really my thing. Now, I'm telling you guys, I've learned over the years to pick my battles in this industry. And I just try to be as nice as I can be in my interactions. I don't really have a big management group that interacts for me in all my affairs, so it's left on me. And I either don't respond to something I'm not interested in, or I leave a nice response, and that's what I did. I told him, I said, hey, listen, they're just really not my thing, but I appreciate it, and thank you very much. So what happened is some people bought them and didn't like them. And I was very grateful at that point that I didn't accept one of these things for free. Now, I'm not going to name any names, but I know lots of harmonica players that accept all kinds of things for free, and just to have them around, just to have amps that they're never going to use, and gear and pedals that they're never going to push, and they try it and they might like it, or they just like having it, or they turn around and sell it to other people. Oh, this belongs to so-and-so, and they sell it off, right? There's a lot of times like that. Now, there are some times when people send me stuff, and I tell them, I say, hey, listen, this is not my thing, and I don't want you to send it to me. And they say, well, I'm going to send it to you anyway, all right? And you do your best to review it. Let me give you an example, right? The Harmonicaster, and it's this box, and it has a harmonica in it, and you plug in a 1/4-inch jack. It has a volume control and like a tone control up here, and you're supposed to look at how the harmonica barely sticks out. How many of my videos have you guys watched where I say that the tone comes from the amount of harmonica that you can get in your mouth? Say hi to Patreon, Kate. She's so pretty. Look at this, matches her. Yeah, it's a terrible thing to match. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I told the guy when he sent it to me, first I said, don't send it to me. Second, I said, if you send it to me, I'm going to tell people bad things about it. He sent it anyway. I told him from the get-go, when this thing was actually made of wood that he had hand whittled, he came to Detroit, and I said, look, it doesn't look good. And I said, you can't really tongue block good enough on it. You need to be able to do that. And and I said, it looks like and the thing, the prototype was like this big. It was like a shoebox almost. And I said, harmonica looks dorky enough as it is. Anyway, he sent it to me, and I told him, when he sent it, I said, if you send me this, it will end up on a shelf, and someday will be an example of a bunch of things that didn't make it that are little novelty items. So I didn't want the saxophones and stuff. Anyway, look, I was curious about silver cover plates because I love things that don't rust and that are sturdy and strong, okay? Here they are. That wasn't them. This is them. These are the silver cover plates from Black Rock. Okay, so anyway, what happened was Tom Halchak traded this guy some combs or something, or complete harps, I don't know what he traded, for these silver cover plates. In other words, Tom paid for them, even if it was in trade. And then Tom called me and said, hey, I got a few of these things. Would you like me to stick one on your harp? And I said, yeah, sure, that'd be nice, right? So he did. He did. And I went to the gig and I played him and I liked him, right? I know anytime you make cover plates thicker, they're going to darken your tone. That's with the silver. Here's with the regular special 20s. It's not too different. But it's a little different, right? Anyway, so I got the cover plates and I recorded a couple of videos and what happened was I tagged Black Rock harmonicas in the thing, and not to promote them, but because I was being truthful. Like, this is the harmonica I used, Tom Helchek Marine Band with Black Rock cover plates, right? And I tagged them. And then before that even happened, he saw the harmonica in a video I made and screenshotted it and then put it up on his Instagram. Okay, so today I get on Facebook a message from a guy who's angry at me, right? All right, because he thinks I promoted this, sort of like, well, here, I'll read you it's too long to go into. I went back. I can't believe I took the time to do this, right? It was like a rabbit hole. I started off, thinking I was going to answer one or two questions, and then it went on and on. And he says to me, oh my God, this is way too long to read. It's way too long to read. Oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Anyway, but I'll give you he's angry at me, because he thinks I should have made a post telling people that they darken the tone, right? Now, I did make the YouTube video of a tour through my harps, and I haven't gone back and watched it yet, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned that it darkened my tone, but even if it didn't, everybody who's ever watched any of my videos knows I like special 20 cover plates, and I like a damper, darker tone on my harmonicas. I'm not all about volume and brightness, right? I like it to be a little darker, right? So anyway, he's mad at me, and he says, you should have posted it on YouTube or on Instagram and Facebook. And I said, hey, listen, I did post it on YouTube, but here's the thing, I'm not an endorser, right? So, it's like, sometimes it's hard to be... Shit. I'm catching myself right now saying it's hard because it's not, okay? But like, it's baffling sometimes that like people think that I'm promoting something that basically like I paid for, right? Now, like I didn't pay for the cover plates, but I work for Tom. Tom works, Tom traded, he gave them to me, I use them once, and then now I'm suddenly the voice of Black Rock harmonicas, and I'm responsible for this guy buying too many of these things, and he thinks that they're dark. And here's the other thing, that if they were really bright, I could have had somebody complaining about it, but they're not. Look, anytime you make cover plates thicker, they're going to be darker, guys. Whether it's brass, chrome, wood, anything. Whatever, anytime it's thicker, it's not going to rattle and vibrate as loudly. The thinner you make it, the louder and tinnier it is. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest. So, but I went on and on with this guy forever, right? And he was like, and then he was like, well, you should have posted the YouTube video on Facebook. And I did. Well, like, you should post it again. Why? Because, and I sent him the link personally. He didn't watch it, right? I mean, God, right? Anyway, the reason, the reason that I'm upset is because I care about you guys. All of you, like not just you people on Patreon, like all of you guys. Like, I know what it's like to buy something. I bought these gold cover plates years ago and they were crap, right? And I posted about it, and the guy just resurfaced recently. And some other people that got screwed, some friends of mine. And they ended up finding my post from like 2006, right? Warning everybody about this guy. And people then, when I warned them about the guy, people then attacked me for warning people. They're like, oh, he's a good businessman and I had no problem and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, look, I'm just reporting what happened to me here. And they attacked me in 2006 for making a video saying like, hey, and that was me buying them and getting ripped off. All right. And then I put my own little review up and I got attacked. And then now, 20 years later or something, almost, suddenly now I'm okay. Right now, Jason warned us back in 2006. Anyway, I get sent stuff all the time. Most people are kind enough to ask me. Here is a harmonica from Brendan Power. Now, most of the time, Brendan, this will get played on YouTube eventually. Most of the time, Brendan asks me, no, all of the time, he asks me, is this something? And almost, is this something you would try? And all of the time, I tell him, no, I don't like tuned harmonicas, Brendan. You know, I'm like not as smart as you are. I can't, do that. So this is gonna, you can, it's got this knob on it. I've never tried it in my life. Feels pretty cool. Anyway, I forgot what it does. It moves your licks from this octave. And then you slide it. There it is. So you can play the same way you play in the middle octave on the top octave. I'll never use this thing, ever, live. I'll make a video of it. It changes the bottom, which I can't stand this kind of stuff. See me, like you guys... Look, Brendan will make it sound amazing. Maybe by the time the YouTube video comes out, I'll make it sound amazing. But I asked him. I said, you know what? I didn't ask him. He said, would you play it? And he called me on a video call, and he was with this other mad scientist harmonica. And we talked, and I said, Brendan, don't send it. And he said, no, Jay, this thing I think you can actually get behind. And I said, no, I can't. And he said, watch this. And he saw, it's Brendan. He sounds great. And I said, I'll try, right? And he said, okay, go. Send me your address. Well, here it is. And when the YouTube video comes out, hopefully I'll have figured it out. It's got all kinds of weird parts in it. And it does something cool, right? So we'll figure it out. Anyway. It's very neat, like this little slider, but I don't like the idea personally of having a switch. It's hard enough for me. I'm laughing at myself because I'm talking about how hard things are, right? It's not. We do that to my cat all the time when he's meowing. We're like, oh, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard, cat. It's hard for you, isn't it? Let's go back to petty music here, man. I need some music. Okay. All right. Anyway, so there's that. Okay. So, yeah, so just because you see me playing something, a pedal, an amp, if it's not on my website, okay, if I haven't said, yo, this is me, and I push this, don't think that means I say go out and spend a lot of money with whoever it is that has it. At these festivals, right? Oh, Jay, how come you're not using your HG50? Well, I flew to the festival. They don't have an HG50. I'm not like Steven Tyler where I can ask for just the brown M&Ms and get them, Maybe someday, but I doubt it. I love the petty music jams. All right. So I'm going to talk right now. I got another 20 minutes before my student shows up. I'm going to talk about something to y'all. Okay. So this guy, Jason O'Sullivan, shout out, bro. You the man, bro. He's not the first person to write me about this. The 93. Okay, so let's talk about this. He asked me, what is that? And I don't think I answered, right? Because you can go into Google and type 93. And if you do, eventually you're going to find out what it is. So sometimes when there's an obvious answer, I won't respond, especially if it's a personal subject. Now, if it's so personal, why do I have it tattooed on my neck? Legitimate question. When I went in to get the tattoo, the guy says to me, okay, Jay, he's my friend. He says, hey, Jay, you realize every day for the rest of your life, people are going to ask you what that 93 means. Are you ready? And I said, oh, yeah, I'm ready, man. Do it. Here's the thing. I wasn't ready. But I don't think there's any cool tattoos until you have one you regret. All right. So what is it? So it's a subject of a whole other video. I can't do a single video on this. Now, some of you guys that have been following me for a long time might remember some videos that are no longer on YouTube where I did discuss this stuff, but I took them off. So this is it's like a philosophical thing called thelema. Now, it's also technically a real religion. It started by Aleister Crowley and it has a secret society called the OTO, the Ordo Templi Orientis, which I used to belong to. I think once you're in for life, but I no longer pay dues. The dues were $93 a year. Anyway, look, it's like a big nerdy book club. That's what it's like, okay? And a lot of it was psychology before there was psychology. A lot of it's like Carl Jung and Joseph Campbell type of stuff. Technically falls under the category of the occult. And it has to do with will. That's what the 93 means, love and will. Do as thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will. All right, so without getting into a long thing about that, I had some experiences personally that were supernatural in nature that I didn't enjoy. So I turned to these readings and these writings because they were the only things that I could find that were not Christian in nature that were helping me deal with these interactions. Whether you believe in that or not doesn't matter. And it didn't matter to Aleister Crowley either. He wasn't saying it was real or it wasn't. What he was saying is, you're experiencing it, so now what? What are you going to do with these archetypes? Whether they be creations of your own mind or intelligent beings that live outside of you, how are you going to deal with it? So that's the question. So I found my answer, and that answer initially was through thelema. Now, I mentioned earlier, I have two speeds, off and wide open. So I went wide open with this stuff. And all the tattoos on my body, okay, have to do with this stuff. And a lot of people thought I was into devil worship, which isn't entirely untrue. The devil was part of it, but he was only an archetype. Didn't mean that that was my man, okay? But I accepted his existence and didn't necessarily look at him as a villain or it or whatever you want to call it. Long story short, the path led me to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. I don't push that on anybody. I don't talk about it. I don't think it's ever come up on here, other than occasionally I've mentioned that I am a Christian. That's my own personal choice. Okay, it didn't work out well for me. I still have a couple of friends that are in the OTO who follow Thelema. They are incredibly supportive of me being Christian. They are not what I would consider devil worshippers, okay? They are nerdy book club people that are interested in the way the mind works in psychology and philosophy. Okay, it's enough of that. Jason O'Sullivan, good question though. That's what the 93 is about. That's probably going to be in the title of this thing. Now, you can also use a minor pentatonic scale over this. Or the blues scale there, sorry. There's a minor pentatonic. And just combine them. Check out my video called The Mixolydian, Pat Ramsey. Yeah. Anyway, the gig with Chawa went good. Love y'all, man. A lot, right? Mal, thanks for the moral support on that. It was stressful. Guys, I still get stressed, just like y'all. Like, when I have a gigs, I get stressed. I get really, really stressed. There was a lot of music to learn there. And the Indians, the Mardi Gras Indians, that's a whole thing here. The Native Americans here were part of, like, a very unofficial Underground Railroad where these black folks that were escaping from slavery here in the States, here in Louisiana. What they would do is they would run out into the bayou and they would meet these Indians, and the Indians would help them survive. And what they're doing today is paying homage to that by taking some of their customs and doing them in their own way. And one of the ways is the Mardi Gras Indians. Now, Mardi Gras was a day where the Indians would settle disputes between neighborhoods. Each neighborhood had their own big chief that was elected. And I think that comes down through heritage and bloodline, but I think it's also a decision that's made on part of the community in that neighborhood. But anyway, it's very sacred. And being a part of that was a very, very, very big deal to me and was not taken lightly at all. To the point where I almost didn't want the gig. I didn't want the responsibility of going up there because that's how important it is to me. And sometimes there's things I just don't feel like I should be part of. Right? But like, there was enough people saying, "Hey Jay, do it," in the band and stuff. Just spilled coffee all over me. That I said, yeah, I'll do it. And I'm so glad I did, you know. And I know Mal, bro, like, I know you think, like, I don't know, man, like, you saying do the gig was enough. Like, that was a lot. Like, you made a big impact. And Lynn and everybody who wrote nice comments and who watched that gig, because it's on my Facebook, right? Hey, man, I saw you playing with Chawa. You got me into Chawa, and I went and bought their album, and I didn't like all the songs on the album. It's your fault. Just kidding. See how bitter I am right now? I spent like an hour with that dude, right? All over that black rock harmonica thing. Anyway, sorry, guys. Kind of in a... You guys are my therapist today. But I've heard some of you guys say that I'm kind of like a therapist to you, you know. But anyway, here's another one here's a Quist sexy guitar Mixolydian. Let's do that one in A. All right, I still got a little time. I got like 9 minutes until my next student. Anyway, so like, yeah. There's Kate's back. Which
caterpillars are traumatic.
Man.
Climbing over each other. The 5 caterpillars just lined up, clambering over each other. Poisonous, biting, rotten caterpillars.
Did you hear that? Poisonous, biting, rotten caterpillars. They are here to destroy the enjoyment of the outdoors for the first time in spring when the weather is not cold here. It's finally warm, right? And now the caterpillars are here to make sure that nobody enjoys cigars or the outdoors without being bitten and poisoned. So I'm just using the Mixolydian. So it's like every hole on the harmonica with the 2 double bend and then the 3 double bend. That's it. So I just played a D major scale there, 2 octaves. So if I just switch to emphasizing 2 draw, 6 blow, 9 blow, the roots of cross harp, I can play all those same licks. It's like kind of a lot of how John Popper gets some of his cool shit. This Mixolydian is very, very fun. And keep in mind, guys, when you're learning that mode, you're really learning Ionian and Phrygian and all of that stuff, Dorian too, right? Whichever mode that you guys fall in love with, and you can just go to Quist and find them and research the mode. You find my videos. Will Wild's got some great stuff on modes. Just fall in love with one of them, and next thing you know, by the time you're ready for another one, you'll be killing it just from having done the work. The licks move, they transfer. Now, where the starting note, the starting pitches, ending pitches, whatever, octave to octave, right, might change. That means that what was a 2 in one place is now a 2 in a different place, or a minor third or a major third or whatever, okay? So, yeah, I mean, obviously when you switch keys, everything changes. But the licks themselves, the breathing patterns don't change, and they all work in all 7 modes. There is a Patreon-only video on here. If you haven't watched it, I think it's called, Get Familiar with the Modes or Meet the Modes. It's called Meet the Modes. And I actually go through all of them, right, and show, my own inadequacy, but also how it works, right? In my own inadequacy, how I'm able to, navigate some pretty weird ones. Anyway, check out that video. It's about time for me to teach. I just want to, again, thank everybody here. You guys are truly, I know I say it every time, and maybe you don't believe me, right? But I can't tell you how much you guys are changing my life, right? This Patreon thing is the biggest deal right now in me being able to be home and give to you guys and create YouTube. And it is changing the way I play out. I can do a gig like the one with Chawa and spend a whole week at home practicing because I'm not on the road with my band scratching it out trying to, put $500 a week in my bank account and pay like, $1,200 a month in rent, right? And bills and car insurance and all of that, with my band, right? So I get to do wonderful things like play with Indians, make lessons, spend time with Kate, spend time with the cat, practice myself, teach you guys. That's what you're doing. It's not, the $1 a month is not just for Free Fridays, right? That's what I claim when you come here. It's like, oh, you're helping keep Free Fridays free for, it's not just that. It's for a lot of stuff, right? You guys are doing a lot more than you think. And if you're giving 5 or 10 or whatever, or 20, I mean, you're like seriously life-changing. But even $1, every single person that gives $1 a month is life-changing to me. So thank you. And this is why you get videos about personal things like that I should never have had tattooed on me. And I will tell you guys the story of the supernatural thing someday. We're going to do a whole video on like demons and ghosts and Bigfoots and everything. Well, I'll tell you all about it, right? It's going to be awesome. Also, Patreon only, guess what's coming next? Harrison harmonicas. I'm going to tell the whole Harrison harmonica story right here on Patreon, probably this week. It can't wait. It's coming up again on Facebook. I'm biting my tongue. I'm trying not to tell it. You guys are going to get the whole story here. Thank you all. Love you so much. If I don't get back to you, if you're writing me privately and I don't get back to you, write me again. Write me again. Write me again. Be persistent, but be patient and be nice and know that I'm just doing everything I can. I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm just like you guys. I wake up in the morning and I go, oh my God, I can't do it. And then I say, God, please help me. And you know what? He does. And I'm here today to say thank you to you. Thank you to him. Thank you to everybody. Love y'all. Appreciate you. See you next time.